Hey mathematicians, I have got a notebook entry for you here, courtesy of your workbook page 34. And on this notebook or workbook page, it asks us, sorry, I kind of made that a little shaky. It asks us to translate the point to the right 4 and then up 1. And you guys know how to do that. I'm just going to use coordinate A as a model to go by. So to the right 4, up 1. So A, we'd go over to the right 4, and then we would go up 1. And remember, the way that you note that that A has been translated is that you put a little apostrophe next to it. And that's how we tell the difference between the pre-image, so before it got moved, and the image. The difference between the two is that you have one that doesn't have an apostrophe, and then you have another that does. So that's how you tell that's the one that's been moved. The main point of this particular notebook page is that there's more than one way to ask you to do a translation. And so I wanted to make sure you saw those. And the first way is with something called coordinate notation. And it looks a little something like this. So you've got an X comma Y, then you've got an arrow, and it's going to say X plus 4, comma, Y plus 1. So this is another way of asking you to translate to the right 4 and up 1. And the reason that you know that is because on the x-axis, moving to the right is represented by moving in the positive direction. Remember number lines from 7th grade? And moving up on the number line is represented by a positive number also. So this is simply another way of asking you to move the coordinate to the right 4 and then up 1. Another way that you might see it expressed, it's called vector or displacement notation. And there's a few different ways, depending on the textbook, you might see this written. Sometimes for them to tell you that you're going to move to the right 4 and up 1, you've got these little like sideways V shape right here, and it would look like this. And again, since it's a positive 4 in the where the x coordinate would go in the front, positive means you're going to the right, right? So you're going to the right 4. And then again, because up is represented by a positive number, the y coordinate is that positive 1. So that is where the vector notation comes from. Sometimes you'll also see it written like this. They'll do like a T for transformation, and then they'll put like the direction you need, how much you need to go in parentheses. And sometimes they just they just say the word translate and tell you to, and just give you that in parentheses. So all of these are simply different ways of saying exactly the same thing, like how to do a transformation.